Hey guys, I don't know if you've heard, maybe you got an email or a text message or saw a social media post or a call from your grandma, but it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, and there are a ton of deals available for web designers and people in the WordPress space. Honestly, there's actually like thousands of deals available, and there are some posts that pretty much have all of those deals. Like here's one from the WP Weekly. You can see that there's I don't even know how many posts are here, but you could probably spend easily $1 million if you were to buy all of these. So rather than you having to sift through hundreds or thousands of deals, whatever it is, I wanted to give you my curated, basically my curated list and the deals that I'm paying attention to most and I think are most relevant to you guys. So what we're going to do in this video, I'm just going to take you through my curated list. I have a blog post up on the New Pulse Labs website, and we're just going to speed run through some of the deals that I have here and talk about which ones I think are best or which ones maybe you should pass on. All right, so what I did in the blog post is break it down by sections. Again, if you're into web design, these are kind of like the core categories. So in this first one, we have hosting. I personally use GridPane. They have a deal if you're an existing GridPane customer. I'm not sure if they have one for new customers yet, but basically they let you upgrade to Developer Plus at a discount. But for new customers, if you're already looking at GridPane or maybe you want something more managed so you don't have to deal with the servers yourself, Rocket.net is probably my favorite non-GridPane hosting. Again, it's a fully managed solution and their deal is $1 for your first month and then $30 a month after, depending on your plan. So this isn't a crazy deal, but it does make it easy to get started with them. And they are a very good host. Next we have InstaWP, and I think this is one that I'll actually be picking up. So they're doing 50% off all yearly plans, which makes it quite affordable. This is going until Monday. And then if we look at the pricing here, normally their starter plan is $60, that's down to $30. And their pricing is kind of confusing. I did have to spend a few minutes to look at what is a template or a permanent site or a demo sites. But basically, if you just want to dabble with InstaWP and maybe have a few websites that you can start building sites with and then migrate away from them, the starter plan would be pretty good. And if you have maybe more sites that you're working on, then the personal plan might be better for you. And then if you wanted to work on like having an advanced process where you have a blueprint site and you duplicate it and possibly give other people access to it, or if you wanted to demo your plugins or something, then the professional plan would probably be better for that. But the 50% off the yearly plans is a pretty good deal. And yeah, I think this is one that I might be picking up just as an alternative to using local WP, because that sometimes I have some issues with. So let's move on. So that's pretty much it for hosting. Again, this is a curated list. I only want to talk about like my top picks here. Next up, we have website building. So the thing with website building is you shouldn't just pick a builder because it's the most discounted. And that's why I have Cwicly here at the top. This right now is my go-to page builder. Personally, I just think it's the best, mostly because it aligns with Gutenberg. So I guess it's kind of future-proofed. But Bricks would probably be my close second. So neither Cwicly or Bricks are doing a Black Friday deal, but I still think they're amazing. Like they're amazing purchases no matter the price. And Kevin talked about this in a video in a live stream this week, but they are so severely underpriced to begin with that whether it's $99 a year or $140, it doesn't really matter because you can build $1,000, like multi-$1,000 websites, and they're just getting a small fraction of that. So that's why I have Cwicly here, just because I think it's personally the best page builder right now. With these other ones, so GenerateBlocks Pro, they're doing 25% off all plans. And then there's Kadence WP, which is 40% off. And yeah, that's it for the block builders. There's a few other ones, but these are kind of like the ones I would recommend most. Again, I would consider these if you were already considering GenerateBlocks or Kadence. This would be a great time to pick it up. Last up under the website building category, we have Automatic.css Frames. This was built by Kevin Geary, who's a super smart dude. Basically, he built his own CSS framework And this takes care of all the foundational stuff with your website. So automatic typography and spacing and colors and color shades. This takes care of making sure your website stays consistent and makes it faster for you to build. And then there's also Frames, which is another one of his products. And this is like the layer on top of Automatic CSS. So if Automatic CSS gives you like the variables and all the, I guess the CSS, Frames is kind of like the wireframe. So this uses Automatic CSS, and basically you can just implement your content and your styling. So with ACSS, you get 20% off and double the activations on the Agency Pro plan. So let's look at that pricing really quick. Go to the pricing. It's a little hard to tell here, but normally the Agency Pro plan is $149 a year. So this is for 2 years and 200 live websites. So this would have been $280. So this is where you're saving the 20% and getting double the activations. It's a pretty smart move by Kevin because he's not really discounting his pricing too much, but he's providing more value in one of his packages. And then Frames is just 30% off and unlimited sites with the lifetime deal. Moving on to the WordPress plugins category. So this is probably the biggest one. We have WP Grid Builder, which is a fantastic builder for grids. Let's look at their deal. So it's 50% off all licensed plans as well as the lifetime deal. So just to show you what this plugin does, if you haven't seen it already, you can build e-commerce grids or like your blog archive, and then you can use different facets to filter it. So here you could choose a category for your blog and sort it however you want. And this is all customizable. You can put in custom fields or whatever you want here to filter content in different ways. So their pricing for Black Friday, here, what did I say? Yeah, this is 50% off. And then there is the lifetime deal, which they only offer maybe 3 times a year for all the big holidays. So for $374, you get up to 100 sites, or if you don't need quite as many, you can do $150 for 3 sites, but this is pretty much the best value if you're going to do anything more than 3 sites. Next up, we have SureCart, and SureCart is a great alternative to WooCommerce. WooCommerce, as you know, can slow down your website because all of the data is stored in your database. So once you start getting hundreds and thousands of orders, things can really start slowing down. And it gets expensive to run as well once you start adding all these different plugins to accomplish the functionality you need. So SureCart is kind of like the modern solution to that. Initially, it was meant just for digital products, but lately they've been expanding to accompany more physical product brands. So now you have inventory controls and variations, and they've just been innovating so quickly. They released their affiliate platform last week, I think it was, and yeah, they've been putting out updates multiple times a month. So with SureCart, you can get up to 50% off, including the lifetime deal. Let's check this out really quick. Go to their pricing. And yeah, I think the deals are only on the yearly plans. These are a bit smaller discounts. These aren't quite 50%. So if you want the scale plan, that's $34 a month. But then for the lifetime deal, it's $800 instead of $1,600, although they don't typically offer this plan. So at $34, you need about 2 years for the lifetime deal to make sense. But this is one of those plugins that I think makes sense to invest in because, like I said, they only launched last year, but they've been innovating so quickly and their platform is already really great that I think this just makes sense to have if you ever plan on selling anything. Next, we have WS Form, which is far and away my favorite plugin for WordPress. This was created by Mark Westgard, who's a beauty of a human being. And yeah, this is easily the most powerful form builder. You can pretty much build anything you can think of. Any limitation I've ever had with a form builder was pretty much erased the second I switched to WS Form. So I can't recommend this one enough. If you don't have a form builder or if you want to upgrade from whatever you're using currently, this is what I would check out first. They don't have a lifetime deal. These are all yearly or monthly, but it is very much worth it in my opinion. Moving on, there's FunnelKit. I like FunnelKit the best as a funnel builder for WooCommerce. There's also CartFlows, which is, I mean, they're both pretty much neck and neck, but I think FunnelKit takes the edge as it has a few more features. FunnelKit is doing 55% off all their yearly plans. It's hard to tell if this is a great deal or not because they often discount their product throughout the year. Let's see if we can find the pricing. But I think Black Friday is normally when it is the cheapest. So for the professional plan, it's $179 a year, and you can use it on 2 sites, and you get all the advanced functionality. And if you just want more sites, then you can upgrade to the Elite, and that gives you up to 30 sites. As we continue down, there's WPvivid. This is currently the backup plugin that I'm using. Luckily, I don't have to use this very often because I am using GridPane, and their backup system is just great. They have local backups and remote backups to Backblaze. So WPvivid is kind of like my third layer where if for some reason those backups don't work, I have this exporting to Backblaze as well. And yeah, it's a pretty good value. Their deal is get 40% off all plans. So let's just look at the plans. I would probably recommend, since it's so cheap, I'd probably recommend going to the lifetime deal. You can get up to 50 domains for 120 bucks, or just go unlimited for 180. Yeah, I can't really think of another backup plugin that is a better deal than this. It's not the most beautiful plugin in the world, but it is reliable from what I've seen, and it has quite a bit of features. Motion.page is the best and maybe the only good animation plugin for WordPress. It basically lets you build Webflow-like animations on your website, and it lets you do it pretty easily. They have a lot of tutorials now that make it a lot easier to use, and I've implemented this a little bit on my homepage. So if we go to my homepage quick, and then when you scroll down, you can see these things animating in. These cards come in like that, and then I have this little section, which I've always liked, where I have these tools overlapping, and then as I scroll down, they kind of spread out in a nice little like app looking bar. But yeah, Motion.page makes that super easy. Their deal this year, let me just get back down to it. Yeah, there's a lot of deals. Is 20% off all plans. They just launched their new website too, which looks really nice. Yeah, I can't recommend this plugin enough. So SureTriggers is another member of the SureCrafted family. So built by the same people who built SureCart, Adam Pricer and the Brainstorm Force and Sujay's team. And this is another excellent plugin. This is kind of like a Zapier alternative, but maybe a little more focused on WordPress. But you can kind of like connect all your WordPress sites together and different apps. So it just kind of opens up the entire ecosystem. They're doing up to 40% off, including the lifetime deal. So let's look at this one, go to their pricing. Again, they don't normally do a lifetime deal, so this, I believe, is a limited time thing. But let's just look at the lifetime for now. So the business lifetime deal is $700, so it's not exactly cheap, but if you look at Zapier, like that can easily get to hundreds of dollars per month. So this is a good deal, and like I said, this is lifetime. And you can also split this up if you want to, so you can just make it $70 a month for 10 months and then you're done paying for it forever. That gives you 10,000 tasks. Or if you don't want to splurge $700, you can just do one of the annual plans, which are fantastic value actually. You could get the business plan for $11.50 a month. And I believe, okay, they renew at full price. So that makes the lifetime deal a bit of a better value, because I was gonna say at $11.40 a month, I'd probably just do this and ride into the sunset, but it will renew at $19 after the first year, because you're doing the annual. So that makes the lifetime a decent value, but otherwise you can just rock one of the annual plans. Okay, and then we have SureMembers, another product of the SureCrafted family. That portfolio of companies is just expanding so quickly. SureMembers is, honestly, I think it's one of my favorite membership plugins because it is very lightweight, but also feels modern and just does exactly what you need it to do. So their deal is up to 60% off, including the lifetime deal. Let's see this pricing. So the lifetime deal is $400 instead of $1,000. You can use it up to 20 sites. If you're building any kind of membership site, I would say this is a good plan to use. And then I might skip this just for a split second because the Shortcrafted family has another product and it is called Presto Player. So I've been using this on a couple sites now as well. This makes for a very good Wistia alternative, especially if you pair this with bunny.net. So that allows you to host videos for cheap, and you can use Presto Player to display the videos nicely. You can make it so that the videos aren't loading all those assets on your page on page load. So it kind of like lazy loads your videos and lets you put different thumbnails and cover videos, that kind of stuff, or cover images. So this is another plugin that I would recommend. This deal is up to 50% off. And they have the lifetime plan as well. So with the annual, $89, not bad. Lifetime, $249 for 25 sites. Again, this is probably what I would lean towards. Now let's go back up to where we skipped over. A/B split test. I think this is the best split testing plugin for WordPress. It lets you have external conversion pages. So let's say you built some landing pages on WordPress, but have maybe like a ClickFunnels checkout page that your client is using. You can still use this to track those conversions, and it integrates with different analytics platforms like Google Analytics 4 if you're actually using that, or Plausible Analytics, which is what I use. They have $105 off the lifetime deal. I believe that comes out to $444. I'm going to close a couple of these. $100 off. Let's go to the pricing. So yeah, instead of the $549 for the lifetime deal, you can get it for $444, or just run these annual plans, but this is less than 2 years to make up for it. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. WP Rocket, I probably don't need to explain. It is a speed optimization plugin. It does little things to make your website a lot faster. They're just doing 30% off new licenses. It's their best deal of the year, but it's pretty standard. This is what they offer every Black Friday. ShortPixel, they're doing something similar where they're not really giving you a discount, but they're giving you double the optimization credits. So I'm going to open that. You can buy either credit packages or monthly plans or unlimited. I don't think the unlimited is discounted. It's just the monthly or the packages. But if you wanted to do, let's say, get 7,000 images per month, or at least optimizations, so each image might have like 7 optimizations, then you can double that and get 14,000 for the same price. FluentCRM. So I have FluentCRM installed on a couple sites. I still don't feel comfortable enough where I'd replace like an ActiveCampaign or a MailerLite with FluentCRM, just because there is more, I guess, risk involved in making sure your emails get sent out and hit people's inbox. But I haven't spent too much time digging into it. But I know that some people run like very large sites based off of FluentCRM. And what I think this is very good for, at least for me, is for those smaller sites where maybe you want to collect leads or have a small newsletter and you don't want to be paying the like $40 a month like base ActiveCampaign plan. I think this makes a lot of sense then, because you're not relying, your entire business doesn't rely on making sure your emails get sent out. So they're doing 40% off of all plans. Do they? Let me see if they have the lifetime deal. No, so they don't have the lifetime deal anymore. They just do the annual plans. But for $299 at 50 domains, or even if you just need it for one site, $77 isn't too bad. We've already talked about Presto Player. LearnDash, this one's pretty standard. If you need a learning management system for WordPress, this is the gold standard. This is 40% off. PyCalendar is run by my friends Jonathan Jernigan and Elijah. This is a plugin that helps you turn your, I guess you can turn any post in WordPress into an event. So it just makes event management super lightweight, and it lets you show your events on a calendar. Maybe I'll just open this up. So their Black Friday deal is you can get the unlimited plan for 30% off the first year, or the 5-site plan for 20% off. And I just want to show you a little demo. They had one somewhere on their website. Yeah, so here you can see this is a calendar, and these could be blog posts, these could be custom post types, and you can make little events out of them so people can see when things are happening. Moving on, we got OMGIMG. This is a brand new plugin that someone sent to me, and I tried it out and it actually looked pretty decent. It allows you to create social share images that are better than just like your featured image. So maybe they'll show an example here. They don't. But like it can take your featured image and add some text on top. It just makes it feel more shareable on social media. So that plan is, or that deal is get 50% off all plans. And that pretty much wraps up our WordPress plugin section. Now, moving on, we got SaaS, so Testimonial.to. I think it's just called Testimonial. But this, they don't run deals very often. You can get 35% off all plans. This allows you to very easily collect testimonials and then display them on your site. So you can do like a wall of love like this, where maybe this is something someone submitted. You can pull this from YouTube. You can pull something from Twitter. It just allows you to display all these testimonials very easily. And it's so well built on the back end as well. Termageddon, this is my go-to for privacy policy and terms and conditions pages for clients. Their deal is a little more confusing. There's kind of like a page to follow the redemption instructions, but you can get 80% off the 15 license pack, which makes it a good deal, especially because you can sell it to your clients at $10 a month or whatever you want to charge. There's Brain.fm, which I like to feature every year just because I like this service, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it. I like this app a lot. Brain.fm is kind of like, I describe it as like coffee for your brain. So it's just like these lo-fi music or sound frequencies or whatever. I don't know what it is. And it just puts you in the mood to feel more productive, or they have just like if you're trying to feel creative, or if you're trying to do deep work, or just trying to unwind for the day, then they have different music for those different moods, and it actually really does work. Convertful is what I use to manage all my opt-ins on my website. So the really cool thing is it doesn't just do pop-ups, because pretty much any page builder these days can do pop-ups, but its secret sauce is integrating with your CRM. So let's say someone sees a pop-up, puts in their name and email, then it will link that data to your CRM like ActiveCampaign or MailerLite or ConvertKit, and then it can show them other opt-ins based on the tags that they have or the list that they're in. So it allows you to build more personalized opt-ins throughout your site. They're doing 30% off all plans. Let's check the pricing on this because I think it changed recently. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, but let's say you did monthly, and it depends on the size of your site. But yeah, if for smaller sites, $14 a month, you can get a lot of value out of this, because any business knows that the cost of a lead or the value of a lead is quite high. So that's one of those where maybe a little more expensive depending on how big your site is, but is typically worth it because it's so closely linked to generating revenue. Finally, we have design resources, and I haven't seen too much in this section this year. Affinity is kind of like an Adobe alternative, except you only pay once and you get that version of the software forever. And they seem to keep those versions around for a long time. I think I bought Affinity 2 years ago, and they're still on whatever version 2 or whatever it is. So they have 40% off everything this Black Friday. So if you wanted the designer or Affinity photo, let's see if that takes us to the pricing. Go to buy now. Yeah, it's dirt cheap. This is Canadian dollars, $56, and that's just a one-time payment, and you don't have to pay your Adobe subscription anymore. That's all that I have on my curated list so far. The one that I didn't mention, which I will likely be adding to the list, is CodeWP. So this is run by James LePage, who again is a very smart guy. And this is like, I've used ChatGPT to help me with coding or figuring out like different JavaScript stuff for WordPress. But this is ChatGPT on steroids, especially when it comes to WordPress. They have trained it using different plugins and WordPress core. So it'll just give you a lot more relevant code snippets or advice, I guess. And I've tried this briefly because this did just come out a couple weeks ago. But from what I could tell, I just had a lot more confidence that this knew what it was doing versus ChatGPT, which sometimes gives you snippets that don't actually work, but they look like they could work. So this is definitely worth checking out. They have a free plan as well. But for the Black Friday deal, you can take 25% off your first cycle. So let's look at the pricing. I mean, if you're getting 25% off for the first cycle, you'd probably want to go yearly. And then with the Pro plan, it's $18 a month. You get 10,000 actions. This would probably cover most people. If you needed more actions, more team members, then you could upgrade to the agency. But $18 plus the 25% off. I can't do basic math, but you're basically looking at like just over $10 a month. So not a bad deal. So that's it for this Black Friday, Cyber Monday roundup. Even though this is a curated list, I think I've lost my voice. This was a lot to go through, but the fact that there are so many more deals out there is kind of crazy. Hopefully you found this helpful. If there's any deal you think I missed, let me know in the comment section below. I will also be keeping this blog post updated pretty much all day long, all weekend long. So make sure to check it just to make sure there's nothing you're missing. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.